Ah, succulent oysters, a delicacy on the Gulf Coast and around the world. Millions of pounds of them are harvested each year. And for the oystermen who forage these treasures of the Gulf Coast, theirs is a story unlike any other.
I've been in the seafood business all of my life, and it's been passed down for about 6 generations. When you have any of this kind of great American culture passed down to you, you want to uphold it. It's part of your life, it was part of your ancestors' life, and you want to pass it down the American way.
Each year, when oyster season opens, there's magic in the air. Oysterman James Morris sets a course and a hefty goal of harvesting an abundance of oysters to support his family and his business.
You at least need an oyster season to last around 6 months. That'll be a good oyster season for our area.
Being a 6th-generation oysterman, it's truly a labor of love.
Since I can remember, we've always was either working on a net, boat. I mean, we started fishing from the time that we can actually walk.
Hurricanes, floods, droughts, environmental changes. He's seen it all.
Even when it's not bad weather, erosion has caused a changing in your ecosystem in some areas. It changes up everything that you've done and can remember. It's probably the biggest concern I see affecting the natural resources in the wild.
And with strict regulations in the Gulf to ensure the sustainability of the reefs, the game has changed over the years.
The shell planting program is very important to keep our reefs up and healthy, keep it ongoing. An oyster reef is basically habitat. We want to see those oyster reefs be strong. One way to do that is good, ongoing shell planting program.
But for oysterman James Morris, it's worth it every day to be on the water. When it's time to go out, James has his eye on the goal, but also looks forward to the hunt of the harvest and the thrill of bringing it home.
When you go out on a boat and you make a good harvest, the reward is just built in. It's a natural fulfillment. When you wake up in the morning, first off, I want to make sure I got everything on my boat I need. Equipment, and all my life safety stuff is on there. I'll go from oystering to crabbing on the same boat, so I have to make sure I got my stuff laid out for what I'm going to do that day. When I look at going out on my boat, the height for me has always been when me and my daddy would work together. He'd be right on the other side of the boat with his oyster tongs, to have that family feeling involved with our harvest that in turn brings back our livelihood, gives you that desire to get up next morning and go back out. And I have to say I miss him more than anything.
When the day ends, the fun begins.
If you're independent and you are being successful, you're reaching a height that gives you that total fulfillment of what you were meant for.
Because the taste of locally caught Gulf oysters is unrivaled and demanded.
Salinity helps make the oyster flavorful. We like to catch them when they're the peak of their flavor.
Since the beginning of ice, the seafood industry took off. The methods we have today allows you to ship it, hold it, keep it as fresh as it can be, and still have a long shelf life on it. That's the way it can get to somebody hundreds of miles away, and it opens the market up to a big, wide range. Seafood is desired almost everywhere in this country that there is. Anywhere there's a restaurant, a food chain, somebody serving food, or just one's own personal wants. Well, it kind of starts with the local processors. We are a huge processing area. We have workers, and they've been doing this all their lives. It starts there. That's the chain of hands. It goes right on up. Economics grow every time it moves up a step. And before you know it, we're into the billions of dollars. And the industry is worth a lot of that.
Oysterman James Morris gets to supply this local treasure to consumers, chefs, the people of his community, his wife and children, and to seafood lovers all over America and the world.
When you look at the amount of seafood that's produced from our local waters, it's probably 20% of the production that goes into the marketplace.
That sustainability means so much to us in the future that all of America can enjoy the seafoods of the Gulf. Whether it's caught in Texas, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, we want the people of America to keep on eating our seafood.
And what's the best way to enjoy an oyster?
We like them raw, of course.
My wife loves them raw. I only eat them fried. I know oysters are cooked many ways. There's oyster milk stew,
Some people like oyster Rockefeller,
fried oyster,
jambalaya,
diablos,
oyster stew.
there's all kinds of recipes for the oyster.
We fix them in so many ways.
Whether roasted, grilled, fried, or freshly shucked, oysters from the Gulf are enjoyed any way you eat them, especially when they're harvested with the pride of oystermen like James Morris.
One real good thing about being in the seafood business is that we get to eat it. It's definitely a blessing to have it where you can go out and catch it, bring it home, and enjoy it yourself, and then it be part of what you do for your living. I look forward to the next day to get in my boat and go back out. I look forward to the day after that. I look forward to the day after that. It's what I do.